G'day everyone, welcome to Health and Fitness Over 40, and today we're in the kitchen and we've got some massive bonuses for you today. We're going to drop some truth bombs, we're going to drop some healthcare magic, so get ready, hang on to your seats and let's get started. I've just come off a 40-hour fast, and as you know, 40 to 44 hours is the sweet spot for maximising your free fatty acids in your blood for fat loss, for normalising your hormones, for reducing your sugar dependence and increasing your insulin sensitivity, so lowering your risk to type 2 diabetes. And also, it's where the process of phagocytosis occurs, where the phagocytes, being part of your white blood cell system, your immune system in your body, go through and clean out all the rubbish. So it lowers your inflammation levels. And that's super important for long-term health. So intermittent fasting isn't just for weight loss, it's for long-term health and well-being. Now, you may not think intermittent fasting is for you. Trust me, if you can grab onto anything around your waist, intermittent fasting will help you. If your waist to hip ratio is in those unsafe levels, your intermittent fasting will help you. But that's kind of a topic for another day. Today, we've got a bonus round with an absolutely amazing smoothie for you. Now here's the question, juices or smoothies? What's the difference? Well, with a smoothie, you're putting the whole food in there. So you're going to get the roughage, the fibre, all coming through. With a juice, you're going to push the juice through and the pulp is going to be separated. You don't get that fibre coming into your diet and into your body. So what's the upside of that? Well, the fibre is there to help cleanse through your bowel, clear out rubbish, but also it's there to slow down the release of sugars from your food. So you don't get a sugar spike and an insulin spike. And that's super important for your health and well-being. So with this smoothie, the first 3 ingredients we're going to start with is from Dr. Peter Dingle's book, Reversing Heart Disease Naturally. There it is. And on page 190, he talks about the ingredients of the smoothie that can lower your blood pressure, improve the elasticity of your blood vessels, and improve the perfusion or the flow of blood through your heart. Super important stuff. So we're going to start with those ingredients first. Here are the big 3 ingredients. Number 1, we're going to start with some activated almonds. What are activated almonds? They're almonds that have been put in water for about 8 hours, which allows the enzymes to be released, which allows you to digest and get the nutrients out of these things properly. So we're going to add about a dozen of those in the water that they've been in for the last 8 hours. That's ingredient number 1. Number 2, beetroot. Amazing stuff. Australians have been putting it in their hamburgers for years. Why? Because it's important stuff for your health. Now this stuff, again, lowers blood pressure naturally. Way better than statin drugs, way more effective and way better for you. Now, ingredient number 3, the piece de resistance. It's what I was grinding up when we started. Flax seeds. Now again, this stuff reduces blood pressure, improves blood vessel elasticity. But also, if you're a guy, or if you have a prostate, in other words, guys, this stuff helps reduce the risk of prostate cancer. So if you have a health risk in your family and a family history of prostate cancer, guys, scrap the milk, because too much milk and dairy raises your risk of prostate cancer. And also, get flax seeds in your diet. We've got about 30 grams here. We're going to get that in your juice right now. So I've been crushing them up with a mortar and pestle to break them up so that the good stuff can be released in the juice. If that's too much work for you, use flaxseed oil. Just remember to keep it in your fridge. Don't leave it in the sunlight. It'll go rancid too quickly. So they're the 3 heart beneficial nutrients that we're putting in here. You want to raise inflammation, reduce inflammation? We're going to use organic coconut oil. 1 dessert spoon will do the trick. If we want to lower inflammation some more, cinnamon in the research lowers inflammation in the body, so let's throw some of that in there as well. Lowering inflammation has been proven to reduce your risk of pretty much every lifestyle disease there is. And we're talking about heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome. Then we get into the other ones, Alzheimer's, arthritis. These are all autoimmune conditions resulting from raised inflammation in the body. Now, we've just come off a 40-hour fast. Our body is learning, and we are re-educating our body by fasting to become less reliant on sugar. See, when we're eating sugar with every meal, we get an insulin spike. Our body uses sugar as a fuel, as its primary fuel, and the problem with that is with that spike, when we get the low, in other words, we burn up our sugar in 4 to 8 hours in the body, we then crave food again. So when you're hungry, you're not starving. Okay? Again, if you can grab onto anything around here, you're definitely not starving. You have reserves in store to be used. We're just not using them. We don't start to use our fat stores until 8 to 12 hours after our previous meal. And this is where intermittent fasting becomes so important. Okay? This is where that 32-hour stage, your free fatty acids go up massively by a factor of 5. You're burning fat as your primary fuel source. This is why when you do a fast, once you get past about 16 hours, your hunger levels go right down, because you're actually using a fuel source that is far more efficient. So that's where the fat burning comes in. So when we're going to reintroduce food into our body after 40 hours, we don't want to dump a whole lot of sugar in there. So the rest of the ingredients in this smoothie are going to give us good fats, a lot of antioxidants, a lot of nutrition, a lot of fibre, again good for our body, but we're not going to spike our sugar levels. So let's look at the rest of the ingredients, and let's get a bit Jamie Oliver here. In other words, let's use our hands, forget about utensils for now. We're going to start with some broccoli, get some of that in there. We're also going to go with grated carrot. Now the reason I've used grated carrot as opposed to just slicing and dicing carrot is because I've got a small blender. I don't want to trash the blades. That's the only reason. If you've got a good juicer or blender, chuck them in there, okay? Cucumber, water rich, great for you, full of antioxidants, full of green stuff. Now the important things for health, eat the rainbow. In other words, as many colours on your plate as you can. Now remember the golden rules from one of our other videos. By the way, that was pepper, okay? Capsicums if you're Australian. One of our other videos we talked about get more green stuff on your plate. Super, super important for your health and well-being long term. Okay, now that doesn't mean it's your personal choice whether you want to cut out meat and everything else, and we'll talk about that more down the track, and its impacts on your health. There are safe levels of eating meat if you really want to do it, but there are also harmful levels, and we'll talk about the research and what it says why, but that's a story for another day. So we're getting the rainbow in. We're going to get a few more good fats in. Avocado, great for you, and I tell you what, it tastes amazing in a smoothie, gives a great texture. Now we're almost full here, and then we're going to top it off with some baby spinach. So we're going to mash that down in there. Looks super yummy. I don't know what it's going to taste like. It's not meant to be sweet. It's probably going to taste a bit like cut grass, but it's going to be the best cut grass you ever tasted and the best cut grass for you. So get it down your neck. Now to top this off before we throw it in the blender, a little bit of water to fill it up. Again, our bodies are at least 70% water, depending on who you read. Some researchers even say it's up to 80-85% water, so guess what? You need to be getting about 85% of your diet water-rich foods, which is what we've got right here. Now I'm going to close this up, put the blender on. While we blend it up, we're going to put the ingredients on the screen for you so you don't have to write them all down. And then we'll come back and talk you through the rest of it. Keep it playing. And we're back. So here it is. Doesn't look too bad at all. And let's give it the taste test. Bit chewy, but pretty damn good. It's going to give you energy, it's going to balance your blood sugar levels, lower your risk of type 2 diabetes, reduce your heart disease risk. Super, super important. 1 in 3 people in the Western world, their death, demise, illness is related to heart disease and stroke. So reduce that risk straight away. It's going to help you reduce fat. So you're going to be fitter, faster, stronger. And yeah, you'll get used to it. It doesn't taste too bad at all. In fact, it tastes quite good. So get it down your neck at least a couple of times a week. Start transferring more green onto your plate. Start moving more, working more, having more fun in life, and your health will improve out of sight. So go and have a brilliant day, and thanks for sharing.